Hello, everyone. This is Taylor, and this is another episode of the Happy Doc. Wow, so I think I was just meditating for about an hour and a half, and I was just so inspired through that session that I felt compelled to come here and start recording. And so this episode is going to be about the number one skill. I think there's many skills out there, but this is probably the number one skill that if you learned this, I think it would just positively impact every area of your life. And I just said it. It's meditation. Meditation has literally changed my life. It is the one thing that I can pinpoint that once I started doing it, and I wish I was more consistent with it, but every time I get back into it, it just never ceases to amaze me. But meditation, or the silent, seated, or process of essentially training your ability to come back to the present moment, come back to a focus, has probably been the greatest gift that I've ever learned and ever trained. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts on meditation. I'm going to tell you why I think it's just such an amazing practice, and I think it's actually impossible for this practice to ever stop giving in terms of its value. So let me just start off by basically saying that just to remove all the woo-wah stuff and whatever that has attached itself to meditation. Meditation is simply just the practice of being in the present moment. There's different forms of meditation, but it's essentially training one's ability to focus their consciousness or willpower or energy, whatever you want to call it, and putting it onto one thing, putting that energy towards one specific thing, and then noticing distractions as they come up, and then coming back to the initial task at hand. Now, I took a transcendental meditation course, so I use a mantra-based method, which essentially means that I hear or play over a sound in my head, and then I focus on that sound. And when something distracting or thoughts start to come up or what have you, I notice the thoughts as they come up, and then I come back to the sound. And why is this helpful? Why is this so groundbreaking? Why am I talking about this in this episode? Well, in life, there are certain tasks that we would like to fulfill, things we need to do at work, things we want to get done, certain missions we would like to complete, certain businesses or operations that we want to complete. And how often, especially in 2020, with all of our social media, all the digital distractions, all the other things that go on in life, how often is it that we get so sidetracked from our initial mission of what we wanted to do that the actual time we spend on actually doing the thing is far less than what we wanted to accomplish? So if you're just thinking about it from a productivity standpoint, by being able to train the mind to number one, focus, and number two, notice distraction, to come back to the initial goal, you are training your ability to operate at your highest level for tasks. So number one, my thinking is around this, is you are able to train your ability to complete a task. The second opportunity in all of this training is to notice distractions. How often do we even realize that something is distracting us? Do you even have the awareness to notice that there is a distraction? One of my favorite quotes, I have a book of quotes of things that I really like to look at and inspire me. And one of my favorite quotes is, "Don't let distractions distract you." Don't let distractions distract you. So in order for that to happen, you need to notice when distractions are coming up. How often do you even notice the distractions? How often do I even notice the distractions? So this training allows you to notice when you have a certain task you've told yourself you're going to accomplish, that you set your sights on. It allows you the awareness to notice the distraction, push it away in a soft, gentle manner, and come back to the thing that you wanted to do in the first place. When it comes to, here's my next thought, when it comes to what it means to be a better human in life, when it comes to doing what we want to in life, there is no other way to, I think, make the world a better place than to work on ourselves. Quite often, we want to look externally, we want to blame other people, we want to blame the government, we want to blame politics, we want to blame yada yada. But no matter how much we focus on those things, no matter how much our attention goes there, you as a single individual, the best you can do is work on yourself, work on your ability to operate, work on your mindset, work on your connections, work on those pieces to ultimately help the world be a better place. So I truly believe that the practice of meditation, the practice of being able to be in a focused state, to be in a place where you're less distracted, will ultimately make the world a better place by working on you, by working on that deep intention and willpower. So in a weird way, I truly believe that if everyone on this planet just meditated more often, trained their will, trained their focus, trained their ability to be in this more connected state, you would ultimately be able to operate and help the world in a better way in whatever it is that you do. So overall, I believe that number one, you're going to be learning how to focus in an improved manner. Number two, you're going to be able to notice distractions. And number three, it's going to pay off dividends, which I believe will ultimately enhance yourself and improve the world through you working on yourself. Now, a lot of people ask me when I talk about meditation, and there's so much more I can talk about with it, what do I do? How do I start? Well, in 2020, there's so many resources out there. I hear, and I haven't used it, so I'm going to use that disclaimer, which is I haven't used it, but I hear that Headspace is really good. I also hear that there's a lot of, I've seen a lot of video guided meditations online, but as you start to get used to it and develop a practice, what I would suggest is learning to do it on your own without any of those tools. The tools are good initially, but then you want to work on just being able to be quiet and still by yourself. I loved Transcendental Meditation. That was life-changing for me, and I took the course. It is expensive, but there's many methods out there. And if you're ever curious, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you about your thoughts or questions around meditation. But it really is the gift that keeps on giving. I put it in the category of what Tim Ferriss, a very big entrepreneur, calls a force multiplier. The idea that by doing this thing, your life exponentially improves or multiplies in its ability to be as effective. So I would put this in a force multiplier section. So please do yourself a favor, learn meditation. It's definitely an amazing gift. And I can't talk enough about it. I think there's just so much more for us to understand about this skill and how it could really impact ourselves and humanity as a whole. And I have to talk about it because I think it's going to make people happier. I think it makes people more connected. I can talk about myself. It definitely makes me happier. It makes me more connected. There's a lot of great research out there about meditation and its positive effects. And I would love to encourage you, the listener today, to try it out yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Happy Doc podcast. I'll see you on the next one. If you want to reach out, email thehappydoc1@gmail.com. And please leave a 5-star review on iTunes. It's one of the best ways to support us. I'll see you on the next episode, and have an amazing day.